First video like this, and honestly, I'm gonna be like completely and totally vulnerable with you. The past few months of my life has been like literally the worst months that I've ever lived through. And that's not to say that everything that's been happening within those past few months have been like completely horrible. I've had trips, I got to see families, I've gotten to eat good food, I've gotten to work out, and dwell more in the things that I enjoy. But it's mental health, and I don't usually like myself for it because it's almost as if I'm not being grateful for the things that's given to me and how great that my life truly is. But my head drifts off and just steers it completely elsewhere. Like there's a static that just stops me from thinking the things that I want to think. And it really completely just like shuts everything down. What I mean by that is like it my happiness, my dopamine, it's not as it used to be, and that I could say that that's me growing up, but that's just boring to think about. Like I used to enjoy anime, I used to enjoy playing games, I used to enjoy working out, wrestling, MMA, just like seeing a ton of things, and it's not as enjoyable anymore. I try to do these things myself, but the only time that I find myself doing these things is for the enjoyment of others. And as long as I can make other people feel happier, that makes me happier. And that's just how it is. Everything else just feels completely null and void, and like it just does nothing for me. With all of that being said, this video is not necessarily about me, it's about everyone else. Because this is so common. I know so many people who don't really enjoy their lives as much as they should. And it's a tragedy. I don't think that any life should ever be like that. And, I know that for a lot of people, it makes them feel better with that one little thing, that one little person who just like reaches out and just makes that change. Not to say for anyone to do that for me, but if you do know someone who's just like struggling, like completely, reach out to them because they're not always going to reach out to you. And it's less likely that they're going to reach out to you than you reaching out to them. There's probably something in their head. And that's not me, making assumptions because everyone gets to their own places in their own unique ways. That's life. Everyone has their own different paths and their own different things that happen. The reason that I say that is because there's a lot of different things. It's a variety of feelings, and some of them can be doubt. Some of them can, make you feel like you're a burden. Some of them can just completely stop you from talking to anyone in general and just shut yourself in your room and just laying in your bed. Like sometimes that's how much things hurt. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to go out there. You don't want to see sunlight. You don't want to touch grass. And that's why I say reach out to them from the comfort of their room because they need you. And I completely encourage that. I completely encourage that people go out and that they reach out to the people that they're scared for, the people that they're concerned of. Even if everything seems to be going right, check with them. It's a common question. Are you okay? And not everyone's gonna say, the truth. People are just gonna say, good, everything's going great. But there's a lot else going on sometimes. Now, of course, I have advice, or not even advice, but encouragement for those who are also going through that. It's hard to see like days in the future. It's hard. It's hard to see an hour ahead of time. I know. It's hard to think sometimes because all you can hear is static. A lot of things are hard. A lot of things keep you from thinking straight. A lot of things keep you from, doing the things that you want to do, and it just completely drags you off track. But honestly, just keep fighting because there are future days, and there's going to be some days that are going to drag you out and honestly just make you cry. And I mean that like in like a burst of emotion. You know, how bad everything is or how bad everything may be for you, but also a feeling of hope. Like a feeling that everything can get better because, it's just like some things that just never happened that could possibly happen someday. Like, say, for example, you're like a grown dude's never been in at an amusement park, and then your family takes you to Legoland. I mean, me, I went there like a year ago, and I really didn't want to leave because of just how much fun I had and just seeing everything. I was honestly amazed. It's something that you see in like commercials and ads, but if you never went there, you never got the feeling. But it's like it just drags out like this piece of your soul, like the child in you. And it's like, not say depression solely, but like it develops later because I mean things happen in life. Of course it's going to happen more so further in. As an adult, you have to just like drown things out just so that you can be successful. Not have to, but that's what it seems like sometimes. A lot of people are busy with their own things and too busy to care about your emotions and too busy to honestly be there for you. And that's not how being an adult should be. It should be an environment where, everyone works together so that everyone else can succeed together. But try to achieve your dream. If you don't have one, start something. Think of the things that you enjoy. Take it step by step, one by one. Don't like just like completely like just drown yourself in it because it'll make you hate it, you know? It'll make you doubt yourself. It'll just make you feel like everything's worth nothing if it makes you feel nothing. But take it piece by piece and, find the things that make you passionate. Get passionate. Even if it's like the most obscure like thing, like a thing that's like completely off the earth. Like just like something that no one knows about. Even that, it doesn't always have to make you money. It can just bring you happiness because of course you can't live in this world without money, but happiness is also just as important, if not more important. This thing that you're doing doesn't even have to be a job, Like, okay, me for example, MMA. I would never be a UFC fighter. You will never catch me like in the octagon, like at ONE FC, never. But I still enjoy it. I found out a bit later on in my current like with how old I am right now, like a few years ago, that I do like, actually not even a few years ago, like 1 year ago, that I like combat sports. I liked wrestling. I did it for a very short period of time. I like martial arts. I like MMA. And it makes me happy to be there, and it's like, it gives you something to hit. And I'm not like a violent person, but it's still something that I enjoy and that not a lot of people can actually see me doing. But it's you. It's you who decides what you're going to do. It's you who decides what path you're going to go on. It's you who dictates what you like and what you don't like and what you're willing to tolerate, what you're willing to do with your life. That's all you. And sometimes there's going to be people who are going to try to stop you, but don't let them. Like, the second that you're able to, just go for it and just go for it. Do whatever makes you happy, as long as it's not hurting other people. Summary of it all, help your friends. And if you're in a very dark place, reach out. And also try to work for it. Try to work to make yourself feel better, because it'll be worth it at the end. Because, I mean, you tell me, like, is it worth it? Like, to eventually be happy and to have the future that you want and to have the joy that you had when you were a kid? I mean, me personally, I think so. So, honest, just take a think. Just take like a little sit down and just like think about that. Just like for a few seconds, few minutes, even hour, just however long it takes you, and try to find it. And then find help. That was everything, though. See ya.